morning. I'm Samriddhi K.C. These are the headlines of the hour. Rehabilitation of victims stalled despite the lapse of 3 months since recent disasters. Government still collecting data on the losses incurred. Government lacks necessary precautions despite WHO's declaration of Mpox outbreak as public health emergency. Unsecured border likely to escalate the number of cases. At least 15 killed after driver plows into a crowd. Bourbon Street on New Orleans. 42-year-old Army veteran suspected for the attack. And Arsenal secures a 3-1 win over London Derby, kicking off the first Premier League fixture of 2025, narrows the gap with league leaders Liverpool to 6 points. Welcome back. It is almost 3 months since the government declared 71 local levels across 20 districts as disaster risk zones. Places were made for rehabilitation of victims and expediting reconstruction works. However, the government has yet to conclude collecting detail of the damages.
Victims of one of the affected regions of the flood and landslides in September last year, Dhading's Kanyabas rural municipality have poured grievances that the federal and provincial governments have not provided them the needed support. The rural municipality had received 5 million rupees from the disaster fund, which is yet to reach the victims.
त्यही क्षतिका कारण अझै पनि धेरै जनताहरू समस्यामा छन्, बस्नको लागि घर छैनन्। तसर्थ संघ र प्रदेशबाट आउनुपर्ने जुन सहयोग समयमै आइपुगेको भए धेरै राहत हुन्थ्यो।
The rain-induced flood and landslides towards the end of September last year claimed the lives of 19 in Lalitpur's Godavari municipality alone. The municipality also incurred a loss of 1.5 billion rupees. Around 4,000 locals were affected and the houses of 250 were fully damaged. So far, the federal government has sent 14 million rupees for relief, rehabilitation and reconstruction purposes. Temporary arrangements were built for 52 individuals with support from donor agencies, and over 200 have received 25,000 rupees as first installment to construct temporary shelter.
स्थानीयले गर्नुपर्ने काम त हामी सबै गर्यौं, तर अब यो विपदबाट चाहिँ यो राहत पाउनको लागि संघले चाहिँ गर्नुपर्ने कामहरु, बजेट व्यवस्थापनका कामहरु हैन, संघले दिनुपर्ने जस्तो संकटग्रस्त घोषणा क्षेत्र चाहिँ घोषणा गरियो, तर त्यसलाई चाहिने चाहिँ बजेटहरु पठाउनु भने त त्यो घोषणा मात्रै गरेर त त्यसको अर्थ रहेन।
Meanwhile, victims in Kavri have said they have not received anything substantial.
राज्यले अब सबै कुरा अब हामीले सबै गर्नु भन्दा पनि एउटा घर ठेक्का मान्छे बस्नुहुने एउटा घर बनाइदिएदेखि ठाउँ चाहिँ हामी हेर्छौं, सुरक्षित ठाउँ आफ्नै जग्गामा।
खै अरूले पाए भन्छन्, अब लेखाउन त लेखा छ, कोहीले जस्ता नि पाए रे, कोहीले रासन पाए रे। मैले चाहिँ तपाईको पिन्दिला अहिले म त्यो अगाडि गएर ल्याउनु भन्न म चाहिँ भने।
The National Disaster Risk Reduction Management Authority NDRRMA has said 430.9 million rupees have already been disbursed to the District Disaster Management Committees so far. This includes 10 million rupees for the most affected local levels each, 7.5 for affected and 5 million for those that were slightly affected.
पर्याप्त रकम पठाउन सकिएको पनि हैन र आवश्यकता धेरै ठूलो छ। हामीले पठाएको रकम सानो अमाउन्ट हो भन्ने चाहिँ हो। हामीले तत्काल राहतको निम्ति पठाएका हौं, तर पुनर्निर्माण गर्नुपर्ने विषय एकदमै ठूलो छ। तत्कालीन समयमा हामीले प्रारम्भिक रूपमै गरेको एउटा प्रतिवेदन हामीले निकाल्यौं। हामीले 46 अर्ब भन्दा बढी क्षति भएको चाहिँ हाम्रो प्रारम्भिक प्रतिवेदन थियो। त्यो रकमले त्यहाँको पुनर्निर्माणको हुने अवस्था छैन। हामीले तत्काल राहत पुर्याउनको लागि सन्दर्भमा मात्रै गरिएको।
The Prime Minister's Disaster Relief Fund has around 2 billion rupees at the moment. The authority has 1,210 million rupees. The government also has access to 20 billion rupees in concessional loans from World Bank. However, the lapses in coordination between the three tiers of the government are evident as victims are yet to be rehabilitated.
The World Health Organization WHO has declared a public health emergency regarding Mpox, and its cases have also been tracked in Nepal. However, the government lacks enough preparation and necessary precautions for the infection. The government lacks attention, although it has already encountered massive loss due to the COVID pandemic. A 44-year-old migrant worker from Saudi Arabia who landed on Tribhuvan International Airport on 28th of January was diagnosed with Mpox. Likewise, another case was identified on 20th of January in a 36-year-old male. Although the infected are undergoing treatment, effective contact tracing has not been done yet. Whether it is the airport or the border point, the situation is very critical. The health desk established at TIA has not been fully mobilized, due to which the cases of Mpox are expected to escalate in near times. The government has declared 14 hospitals as focal healthcare centers for treatment of Mpox. Shukraraj Tropical and Infectious Disease Hospital lacks safety and necessary precautions. The specialists have said that if the situation continues, it will be harder to cope with pandemics in days to come. The government needs to be prepared for any mishaps to happen by the allocation of resources and infrastructures. As of now, the health desk at TIA should immediately start effective examination of individuals arriving from other countries. Tourism infrastructures have been expanding in the recent times. As a result, the number of hotels and restaurants have gone up too, that produce goods and services worth 3.26 billion rupees on an average. More than 142,000 hotels and restaurants are in operation at the moment. However, the contribution to the gross domestic product is limited to 2%. Based on a survey report released by National Statistics Office, there are 8,496 star hotels in the country. 3,800 resorts and 3,700 homestays have been providing 116,000 room services. More than 387,000 are associated with the hotel and restaurant sector, and more than 106,000 have been employed. The expenditure in the fiscal year of 2079-80 was 20,610 billion rupees. However, their contribution to the GDP is around 1.97%, which is lower than the 1.98 contribution recorded in the Nepalese year of 2060, some 20 years ago. However, the increasing investments in this sector, analysts say, has signaled at improvements in the near future. Ministry of Labour, Employment and Social Security has decided to host the 5th edition of National Labour and Employment Meet scheduled in the Nepalese month of Fagun. Organizing a press meet yesterday, the ministry informed that the summit will be held on 16th and 17th of Nepalese month of Fagun. The summit tends to review the challenges of the foreign employment sector and collect suggestions to amend existing strategies and policies.
व्यक्तिगत स्वरोजगार भन्दा पनि वैदेशिक रोजगारमा जान इच्छुक भएका छन्। उत्पादन र उत्पादको अभिवृद्धिको भन्दा पनि वस्तुको आयातमा हाम्रो अर्थतन्त्र घुमेको छ। समग्र कृषि र उद्योगमा लगानी र प्रवर्धन उत्पादन न्यून हुनु मुलुकको अर्थतन्त्रका लागि राम्रो मानिदैन। यसमा रूपान्तरण अनिवार्य देखिएको छ। श्रमिकको माग न्यून हुँदै जानु लगायत वस्तु र सेवाको उत्पादनमा लागत बढ्नु समेत चिन्ताको विषय हो। श्रमिकको मागलाई बढाउन अर्थतन्त्रमा व्यापक सुधार आवश्यक छ।
500 delegates, including representatives from all 3 tiers of the government, private sector, trade unions, relevant businesses and researchers are to participate in the event. Welcome back. Although January is a slow month for movement of international tourists in Nepal, Patihani of Chitwan has been seeing notable number of visitors in recent days. This port has increasingly been popular, with group tours helping keep the resort areas busy even during the off-season.
Patihani, a new tourist destination just 14 kilometers south of Bharatpur market, has seen a rise in foreign tourists recently, thanks to the opening of large resorts. These resorts are attracting long-stay tourists who are willing to spend more. While the number of tourists in Nepal is generally low during the English New Year, local business owners are excited to see visitors coming in.
New Year, Christmas ko समयमा पनि पर्यटक देखिनु हाम्रो लागि राम्रो अवसर हो। यो अपर्चुनिटी चाहिँ हामीले
Tourists who visit Patihani primarily prioritize trips to the nearby Chitwan National Park. In addition to exploring the park, many opt for safaris in the community forest to spot tigers, rhinos, and other wildlife. Visitors also enjoy boat rides along the Rapti River to observe gharial crocodiles. Bird watching and village tours are popular activities, and tourists can also experience a beautiful sunset near the park's entrance.
The jungle safari is amazing. We were so lucky today. We saw 2 tigers. The whole group is so happy to be here, to visit this place, which is a jewel. It is such a lovely place, and you're so lucky that you're here, that you live here.
I feel really proud of visiting the school here in Chitwan. It's the 3rd time I've been here, and I would like to try do everything for those people to help them and feel privileged, for education.
Chitwan is amazing. It's very, very beautiful. We love it here. You have beautiful nature, amazing people.
Tourists visiting Patihani are also contributing to local communities by supporting schools with sport equipment and stationery. The local government is working to boost tourism in the area by developing new attractions. Thanks to the efforts of Bharatpur Ward number 22, places like Stone Park, Umbrella Street, and other structures have been built to enhance the tourism experience.
सडक खाने पानी बिजुली बत्तीदेखि लिएर हामीले थारू सङ्ग्रहालय र केही पर्यटकीय स्थलहरू जस्तै अहिले नयाँ प्रोडक्टको रूपमा हामीले स्टोन पार्क ल्याएका छौँ। कमल पोखरी र थारू सङ्ग्रहालय पनि हामीले व्यवस्थित गर्दैछौँ, जसले गर्दाखेरि अलिकति पर्यटकहरूको रोजाइमा यो पनि पर्दैछ।
Locals say they are delighted to see Patihani, which was previously called Virgin Land, becoming a popular destination for foreign tourists. The area can now provide more than a dozen quality accommodation such as Solti West End Resort, Riverbank Jungle Resort, Kasara Resort, and Jungle Villa Resort. According to Chitwan National Park, a total of 72,461 domestic and international tourists have visited the park by mid-December last year.
Time for international update. Law enforcement were out in force on the streets of New Orleans after a U.S. Army veteran with an ISIS flag on his truck swerved around makeshift barriers and plowed into New Orleans' crowded French Quarter on New Year's Day, killing at least 15 people. Police are searching for others who may have been involved in placing explosive devices in the area. Some 35 people were injured in an attack at 3:15 a.m. 9:15 GMT near the intersection of Canal and Bourbon Streets, a historic tourist destination known for its music and bar where crowds are celebrating New Year. As per officials, after ramming the crowd with a pickup truck, the driver was shot dead in a gunfight with police. Police identified the suspect as Shamsuddin Jabbar, 42-year-old man, a U.S. citizen from Texas. Officials said the death toll could rise as some of those were injured in a critical condition. Surveillance video captured 3 men and women placing an improvised explosive device in the French Quarter, citing a Louisiana State Police Intelligence bulletin. The same bulletin said the devices were concealed within coolers and wired for remote detonation, and that a remote control was found in a suspect vehicle. South Korea's acting President Choi Sang-muk said on Thursday that immediate action must be taken if a special inspection of all Boeing 737-800 aircraft operated in the country finds any issues as authorities ramp up a probe into the deadly air crash. The conversion of data from the Jeju Air 7C-2216 cockpit voice recorder to audio file should be completed by January, Choi told a disaster management meeting which could provide critical information on the final minutes of the doomed flight. The Transport Ministry has said that it would send the flight data recorder of the plane that fatally crashed on Sunday to the United States for analysis. All 175 passengers and 4 of 6 crew members were killed on December 29 when the Jeju Air jet belly landed at Muan International Airport in the country's southwest and slammed into an earth and concrete embankment, bursting into flames. 2 crew members located near the tail of the Boeing 737-800 survived. That is all for the moment. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.